Hi everyone, Annie Mora here from Blogging for Coaches. In this short video, I'm going to walk you through 5 steps of how to use LinkedIn to drive traffic to your blog. Now, Steve did a fantastic job describing each of these steps and the benefits of these steps. Now I'm going to show you exactly, step by step, how to do it. So let's get started.
Now the first thing you want to do is create your LinkedIn profile. If you go to www.linkedin.com, hit the sign in button and log in to your account. I'm going to log into Steve's account so I'll show you exactly what he did for his LinkedIn profile. So once you're in, on the top left side you see a profile and choose the edit profile option. Now there are 2 places you want to add a link back to your blog. First, under the website section below. Now notice one interesting thing here. You don't see your typical www.stevemartile.com. You have a very compelling, very attractive title. Example, coaches, get clients, or free video training. And let me show you how to do this. You click the edit button. You'll notice on their websites, you can choose my website, my company, my blog, but what's interesting, if you choose other, you can set the title. For example, coaches get clients or free video training. You can set whatever you want. Make it compelling, make it attractive, make people want to click it. And then on the right hand side is where you enter the actual website. Once you're done, hit save changes, and that's it. That's the first place. Second place, in your summary, if you scroll down, right in the summary, Steve's done an awesome job here of describing what he does, but also, very interesting down here, he says you can learn more here. These are not actually live links, you can't click on them, but it's very interesting because it actually tells people where to go for more information to learn more about you. Another great way to drive more traffic back to your blog using LinkedIn is to use the post and update feature in LinkedIn. Now this is very similar to your Twitter and very similar to your Facebook status. So if you go back to your home page, first box you see gives you the opportunity to share an idea, share an article, put a link. So it's very important to give valuable information, whether it's from your blog, whether it's from another blog or an article. Share valuable and relevant information with everyone. So all you need to do is enter a compelling description and add your link. Hit the attach button and hit the share button. Now this will show up on your profile and also will show up on other people's profile as an update on what you're doing. It's a great way to get exposure and a great way for people to know what you're up to. Another awesome way of getting traffic from LinkedIn to your blog is to add what's called a WordPress application to your profile. Now this sounds complicated, but it's really not. If you go back to your LinkedIn page and click on the More, you'll see an option called WordPress. Now yours might look slightly different, and if you can't find WordPress, you may want to go to the Applications directory and choose WordPress from there. So what this does is it allows you to point your blog right into your LinkedIn profile. So people can see your posts automatically displayed on your profile. They can click on it and they're taken directly to your blog. Now that is awesome. And I think it's critical too. If you don't do this, you're missing out on a lot of potential traffic. In Steve's case, he already has his website set up. But in your case, when you do it for the first time, you hit the edit button and simply type in the URL of your blog. And you want it to show all recent posts and hit the save button. Now when people visit your profile, this is what they'll see. They scroll down to the bottom, they'll see all your blog posts, at least your most recent ones, and a direct link to your blog. To have LinkedIn drive traffic to your blog, you really need a lot of eyeballs looking at your profile. So how do you do that? Well, I'll give you 2 tips. The idea here is to get involved. The first place where you can get involved is what LinkedIn calls groups. So on your main LinkedIn page, under groups, I highly recommend you join maybe 5 to 10 groups. So you go into the group directory and search for groups that are related to your niche market, or related to your business. So in this case, I'm going to search for blogging. And it's going to show me all the groups, but a couple of things you want to pay attention to. One is the number of members. You want to join groups that have a lot of members. That way, when you're generating discussions and you're having conversations in the groups, your profile is getting exposed to so many people. So to join a group, very simple. Just click the join the group button. Once you're in the group, there's a couple things you can do. You want to go into the most recent discussions and see if you can contribute. The idea here is you want to give value. You want to be a part of a discussion. You want to be active. So check out the recent discussions. If there's nothing there that's interesting or you don't feel you can contribute to, start your own discussion. It's really simple. Right on top here, start a discussion. Simply give it a topic, and optionally you can even add more details if you want. And that's it. Once you submit the discussion, it's open for anybody to join in, answer your questions, give their feedback. It's a great way. But the main point here is once you're involved in discussions, every time you leave a comment or a discussion, you have a little box that has a direct link back to your profile. And then once they're on your profile, they have, as we discussed earlier, multiple ways to get back to your blog. The second way to get a lot of eyeballs looking at your profile is to answer what LinkedIn calls questions. Now, questions are similar to forums. That people ask questions and they're looking out for the LinkedIn community to come back with answers. So if you're one of the first few to answer, that increases your chances of people respecting your answer and also giving the option to click back to your profile to learn more about you. So let me show you what I mean. On the main LinkedIn page, under the search bar, if you switch from people to answers and type in some words, for example, how do I get people to read my blog? So let's click the first one. So people ask a question, and if you look here, Steve had the opportunity to answer this question. So he was one of the second or third, no, he was the second person to answer the question. Now, Steve provided a lot of value. He took the time and effort. Notice 2 things. One, he left the link to his blog because his blog was relevant to the answer. And 2, this box that shows Steve's profile. So when someone wants to learn more about Steve, they can click on him and it's taking them directly to his profile. And the last way to drive traffic, but certainly not the least, actually in my opinion, probably one of the most powerful ways to get traffic from your LinkedIn to your blog, is to create your own group. Now this sounds like a lot of work, but it takes a few minutes to set up the group, but it gives you so much control. Let me show you what I mean. So from the main home page, under groups, you have the option to create a group. So you can choose a logo, upload it to your group, enter the group name, select the type. I won't go into the details, but you enter a summary and description. One important thing is you can enter a direct link to your blog. That's the first place right here. And just a hint, I would request to keep it open, especially if you're just starting off. That means anybody who joins is automatically entered into your group. And once you enter all the information, you create the group. So it's not too bad. It might take you a few minutes to come up with a name and the description. But once you have that nailed, then the fun part begins. Let me show you what you can do inside the group. So once you're in the group, there are 2 things you can do to get people back to your blog very easily. First is to send all your group members a welcome message. Now this can be automated, so as soon as they sign up, they get an automatic welcome message saying, hey, thanks for joining, here's what you're going to learn from this group. By the way, I have some free tips or some free training on my blog, go check it out. So how do you do that? Well, under the manage section, because you are the group owner, you can manage templates. Under the templates, you have the welcome message. Make sure the auto send is on, which means it automatically sends to everybody in your list when they join. And edit template. In your case, you might say create template if you don't have one from before. And it's very simple. In our case, we have an option. We welcome the people. We tell them we have 5 great tools and go download them right now. And save changes. This is a great way to get your group members back to your blog to read and learn more about what you can offer. And the second way is once a week, you are, as the owner of the group, are allowed to send one message to your group members. They call it an announcement. To do that, you're back to the manage options and click send an announcement. So we sent one recently, so it's telling us we have to wait 5 more days before we can send another one. But this is great because this announcement goes directly to their LinkedIn email box and also gets displayed in their email. So you have direct access to your group members. So you want to be careful here. You don't want to bombard them with spam or sales pitches, but you have an opportunity to let them know about free training or free information on your blog. On behalf of Steve and myself, I'd like to thank you for joining us today, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions, please do leave them in the comments below, and we will get back to you as soon as we can.